Hello everyone, how are you doing today? Matt and Pat are not here today, so you're stuck with me unfortunately. For today's episode 133, Fund and Games, we will be covering newly registered RIAs, mergers, and acquisitions, and you'll be hearing updates on investments and searches. And then we'll be covering the next fundraising efforts. So firstly, for job changes, Deborah L. Vincent transitioned to Senior Registered Client Service Associate at Sloan Square Wealth Management of Raymond James. That's a mouthful. On September 5th, 2025 was the date. She is recognized for her compassion, attention to detail, and dedication to client service, while also supporting the advisory team with reporting, documentation, and administrative responsibilities. She began her career as a client associate at Shearson Smith Barney, later worked as a financial advisor at UBS, and joined Raymond James in 1996. Deborah resides in Jensen Beach, Florida. So clearly, Deborah has just an amazing background, clearly like a very eclectic background, and I think this will serve her well in her new position. Jordan Neal Gregory transitioned to Associate PWM Client Onboarding Approver at Goldman Sachs Group, Inc. on September 5th, 2025. In this role, he supports client onboarding within the Private Wealth Management Division, which reflects his commitment to high-quality service and support. He previously served as a financial advisor at Charles Schwab. He's based in Dallas, which is shout out Dallas. Lawrence Ray Donahoe serves as financial advisor at Fortis Financial Group, where he delivers personalized investment strategies tailored to clients' goals, risk tolerance, and liquidity needs. He focuses on managing investments, retirement planning, tax optimization, and estate planning for multi-generational families. Before joining Fortis, Lawrence advised high net worth families at Merrill Lynch Wealth Management. He graduated magna cum laude from Washington State University with a degree in economics and resides in Seattle, Washington. I think this will serve him well. His background, clearly, Lawrence is a very cerebral guy, and I think, we wish him the best. Veteran Parks Capital Advisor Rajiv Dixit registered Serenity Capital Advisors as an independent RIA in Pittsford, New York, a suburb of Rochester. The firm, which provides wealth management services to high net worth individuals, trusts, estates, corporations, and businesses, has engaged Charles Schwab as a custodian. So clearly off to, just a remarkable start. So New York City-based $123 billion independent wealth management firm Cerity Partners, which is backed by Genstar Capital, will merge with Graypoint, an Albany, New York-based RIA, managing $4.5 billion in client assets, of which $2.8 billion are from 435 high net worth clients. As a part of the deal, Daniel Nolan, president and CEO of Graypoint, will assume the role of partner and vice chairman at Cerity Partners. Upon closing, Graypoint will operate under the Cerity Partners brand. Terms of the deal were not divulged. Mubadala capital-backed Corient Private Wealth acquired Boston-based multifamily office Breeds Hill, founded in 2013 by John Edwards. Breeds Hill Capital manages $3.5 billion in assets, providing investment advisory to ultra high net worth families. Terms of the deal have not been divulged. Cambridge International Partners served as a financial advisor and Mintz as legal counsel to Breeds Hill Capital. Okay, now we're going to get to even more fun stuff. We're going to talk about investments and searches. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the prestigious CalSTRS, which has over $360 billion in AUM. You could buy a couple Big Macs with that. So their general consultant is Makita Investment Group. The real estate consultant, Robert Charles Lessler & Co. Their private equity consultant, Cambridge Associates. And the private credit consultant is again Makita Investment Group. The CalSTRS committed more than $5 billion across PE and real estate in the first 6 months of the year, spanning healthcare, technology, consumer, industrials, multifamily, and data centers, alongside co-investments in both established and growth-oriented platforms. I think this just is really kind of a microcosm of what people have been investing in, broadly this year. I feel like people cannot get enough of really data centers, obvious healthcare, technology, the confluence between healthcare and technology. So now we are going to be talking about the Washington Investment Board, which has over $202 billion in assets under management. And it's based in Seattle. Mercer Investment Consulting is their general consultant. Their second general consultant is AON. Their real estate consultant is Stepstone Group. Their private equity consultant is Allborn, and their private credit consultant is Makita Investment Group. So clearly, Makita Investment Group has done a great job at providing really just effective consulting to pension funds. The Washington State Investment Board plans to commit $400 million to 2 venture capital funds managed by Menlo Ventures, according to recently published materials from a September 4th meeting of the Pensions Private Markets Committee. The committee is recommending a $175 million commitment to Menlo Ventures Fund 17 and $225 million to Menlo Inflection Fund 4. So clearly they're at an inflection point here. And also, I just wanted to add, the Pensions Private Markets Committee, I think, just really illustrates how private alternative assets are just, their rapid maturation is clearly just hitting every part of America's economy, especially our capital markets. Now we're going to be talking about the New York State Common Retirement Fund, which has over $273 billion assets under management. It's based in the great city of Albany. Its general consultant is RVK. Its second general consultant is Callan Associates. The real estate consultant is the Townsend Group. The private equity consultant is Hamilton Lane Advisors. And private credit consultant is RVK. And the hedge fund consultant, last but not least, is Alborn. So with respect to recent commitments, the New York State Common Retirement Fund disclosed investment activities from June, including a $550 million commitment to TPG GP Solutions as part of its opportunistic absolute return portfolio, a $250 million commitment to Advanced Investment Partners Second Fund in private equity, and $125 million to the co-investment sleeve of Brookfield Strategic Real Estate Partners Fund 5, and deals closed this late June. The pension also terminated Capital Group from its public equities portfolio, reallocating approximately $2.1 billion to cash. Now we're going to get to searches. So the Cook County Annuity and Benefit Fund, which has over $13 billion in assets under management and has a headquarters of Chicago. Its general consultant is Callan Associates. Its private credit consultant is Callan Associates as well. The Cook County Annuity and Benefit Fund has issued an RFP seeking investment managers to oversee up to $475 million in actively managed international small cap equity mandate. The pension advised by Callan is targeting strategies designed to outperform the MSCI ACWIX US Small Cap Index over 5-year periods. Proposals are due electronically by 4:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time on October 2nd. So you can't be writing this stuff in pen. The plan name now for the Town of Maynard Retirement Board, which has $69 million in assets under management, is based in Boston. It has launched a $30 million search seeking qualified investment managers for large cap core, small cap core, and an international ex-US equity mandates. The pension will accept responses until October 21st at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So you still have a little bit over a month and 2 weeks, so 6 weeks from now. Now to our final search, the Miramar Firefighters Pension Fund. And by the way, thank you to all our firefighters out there for your sacrifice, which has $300 million in assets under management and is based in Miami. Its general consultant is Dahab Associates, and its private credit consultant is Dahab Associates. It has issued an RFP on behalf of the Miramar Firefighters Pension Fund seeking large cap growth managers for a mandate of approximately $22.5 million. Qualified products must be benchmarked to the Russell 1000 Growth Index and offered through separate accounts, commingled funds, or mutual funds. The pension will accept proposals by email until October 28th at 5 p.m. Eastern. October 28th is also my sister's birthday. So what does this all mean? We've thrown a lot at you, and there's a lot to digest. So here are Dakota's strategic takeaways for GPs and LPs. RIA consolidation and expansion continue at tremendous pace and show no signs of abating. Public pensions remain highly active across private markets. The pivot to private markets remains strong and robust. Search activity underscores persistent opportunities for managers. Fundraising momentum is robust and strong across all strategies. And the bottom line, institutional investors remain highly engaged across asset classes, with new commitments, manager searches, and RIA consolidation reshaping the fundraising landscape. For GPs, the opportunity is to align strategies with LP priorities: technology, healthcare, data centers, and scalable wealth platforms, while staying proactive on relationship building with consultants and pensions conducting searches. For LPs, the current environment emphasizes selectivity, but also a willingness to back both established platforms and innovative managers. So for fundraising updates, S32, a venture capital firm focused on the technology and healthcare sectors, has so far raised $413.6 million from 91 investors for its sixth fund, according to a recent filing with the SEC. Open for subscription on April 11th with a $600 million target, the S32 Fund 6 is being marketed with the assistance of Cerity Partners. Novacap closed its first continuation fund dedicated to Canadian managing general agent, although with support from investors including Northleaf Capital Partners Managed Funds, Export Development Canada, Fonds de Solidarité, FTQ, and Manulife Investment Management. The transaction also involved the transfer of Novacap Financial Services interest in Rodeau into the new fund, which was also offered to existing investors of the tech-enabled MGA. Peak Rock Capital's Peak Rock Capital Fund 4 closed with $2.5 billion in total capital commitments across the main fund and related investment vehicles, while Peak Rock Capital Credit Fund 3 closed at roughly $500 million. Fund 4 received commitments from various pension funds, including $200 million from the Virginia Retirement System, according to Dakota data, while Credit Fund 3 also received investments from pensions, sovereign wealth funds, health and hospital systems, endowments, foundations, insurance companies, family offices, and last but not least, consultants. Kirkland & Ellis provide legal advice for this fundraising. Thank you guys for coming out today. Last but not least, we will be talking about our upcoming cocktails. Today, we will be in Dallas, one of my favorite cities and where I went to school in. And then we'll be in Los Angeles next week, September 17th. So make sure to get your flip-flops and your surfboard. And then we'll be in Boston, September 18th, 2025. Also, if you're in Boston, make sure to go to a Fenway Red Sox game. Thank you guys for coming out.
This episode is brought to you by Dakota Marketplace. Are you tired of constantly jumping between multiple databases and channels to find the right investment opportunities? Introducing Dakota Marketplace, the comprehensive institutional and intermediate database built by fundraisers for fundraisers. With Dakota Marketplace, you'll have access to all channels and asset classes in one place, saving you time and streamlining your fundraising process. Say goodbye to the frustration of searching through multiple databases, websites, Form ADVs, and say hello to a seamless and efficient fundraising experience. Sign up now and see the difference Dakota Marketplace can make for you. Visit dakota.com/Dakota-Marketplace today.